Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Jason, Wolf Overland, and today we are installing a new winch. It is a OPENROAD winch. They are now sponsors of the channel, and they sent us their new 13,500 pound winch, which is bigger than the 12K Smittybilt one that I have. And we're going to go over installing that, wiring it up. So this is the winch that we have on the Gladiator for the last 3 years now. It is a Smittybilt X20 12K winch, and this is the Gen 2 model, or is it Gen 3? I really like this winch, but we have a new channel sponsor. This is OPENROAD 4-wheel drive, and they sent us the 13,500 pound winch. So let's open it up and see what we got. All right, so I already took the honor of cutting it open. So we got stickers, a manual, a really nice hook, the pole for the hook. This looks like a grounding wire, hardware. A nice hat, which I need because we have a plug-in in and out winch remote. Holy cow. They give you not only one, but 2 wireless remotes. That is awesome. They give you a really nice Fairlead. I don't know which one's nicer, the Factor 55 Haas Fairlead or the OPENROAD one. I mean, my Ultra hook is shown wear. That's the original one I had in my Tundra, so that one's been around the block a couple times. Then down in here, we actually have the actual 13,500 pound winch. The one I have in there is 12,000 pounds, so this is a nice little cap on there to keep the corrosion out. Control box is a lot smaller, I noticed. Wow, that feels very nice. So here we are, 13.5. Now, this engagement is so satisfying. So that's free spool, that's engaged. Whereas in this one, it's just like this. So there's a power button on here. I don't see a power button on here, so I'm going to assume it is hot at all times and just works off the remote. So if that's the case, I'm going to show you guys a cool way of wiring this up. And both my Smittybilt winches that I've ran in the past, I had to take apart and re-clock it. This is automatically set up for the proper clocking, so it looks like I can just drop it in. So everyone's front install is going to be different. I'll link the video in the description of how I installed the Mopar metal bumper the first time with the, I believe it's ATP winch plate. But on this, I just got to remove the metal bumper. The winch stays on the plate right there. So yeah, let's start taking it apart. All right, we got the new one halfway bolted up. Now, a couple things to take note of. One was, so the wire for my Smittybilt one is extra insulated. It has this really nice rubbery, almost felt protective cover on it. Whereas in this one, it just has regular insulation that can chafe. So I did just unbolt their wiring and just ran my original wiring to the winch. Obviously, that way I have the better wiring. The instruction manual doesn't have the torque spec of the 4 bolts that hold the winch to the winch plate. So I looked up the same one of my Smittybilt one and the owner's manual, and it does say 45 to 55 foot-pounds. So we're going to torque those down to 45 55. So we're going to torque those down to 55 foot-pounds, all 4 of those, and then basically reassemble it. All right, here's a close-up. Now this is the factory accessory Mopar metal bumper package. So this is a 13.5 winch, 13,500 pound winch, and she fits better than the Smittybilt does. So plenty of room, even with my fancy lights. Back here, I mean, it's not touching the plastic, it's cleared. So no worries with rubbing there. This wires to my, this is going to be out of the way, that's my GMRS. But definitely a slimmer profile. So I'm going to finish, obviously everyone's front bumper is different. So a lot of people have aftermarket ones. Probably eventually go to the AEV one, but it fits like a glove, and I just need to button up my my winch here, finish the wire. It's already wired up, it works. I just really love how they give you 2 remotes. So the remotes, you hold the button down and it lights up red, and then you go out or in. And what I really like about this compared to the Smittybilt is just how easy. Free spool, I mean, that is so nice. And obviously you have a manual one. So what I want to show you guys, the proper, I'm going to make a separate dedicated video for this, but I just want to show you. This is a Stinger 500 amp high current relay / isolator. So you can cut the power to the winch and only turn the power onto it when you activate it. So one side of the winch power will go here, the other side to the battery will go here, and then this wire right here is going to go to my aux switch. So I press number 4 on my Jeep aux switches on the dash, and then it'll bam, pop this relay, let the power go to the winch, and then you turn off your so you can basically turn on and off the winch as needed through your accessory aux switches, even if you had like a aftermarket like aux beam. This is a great idea. So we're going to do this next dedicated video, but just wanted to show you how cool this is. Now I did reuse my Factor 55 Fairlead in the Haas, and I did reuse the better quality Smittybilt wiring. So, but for the bang for buck, and it's just a great winch because 13,500 pounds. That's a heavy duty winch right there. So I'm definitely keeping this one. So far I've been very impressed. We're gonna have to do a review in about a year and see how she does on the trail pulling some weight. Definitely want the heavy duty winch, you know, and able to pull this big gal out of the way. Couple things you need to know. Mopar metal bumper, if you have one, you need a winch plate. I'll link down below the ATP winch plate, and that's what I use. It was cheaper than the Mopar one. It's really thick. I've used it for 3 years, no issues. So, and all the torque specs, I got all the torque specs down below, all the torque specs that you need for bolting the Mopar one back on, as well as bolting the winch to the winch plate, because those aren't included in the instructions. Pros and cons. Pros, 13.5 foot-pounds of pulling power. That's awesome. It's a lot smaller than the Smittybilt one I had as well. That's awesome too. Fits perfectly, lots of clearance. Cons, the wiring. The wiring doesn't have enough shielding protection on it. That can easily be corrected by buying some wiring loom and just wrapping that wire real quick. Another con is the wireless winch remotes. What if it fails? What if it's in the center console and something falls on it and it just starts, your winch just starts going crazy? So you need some kind of cutoff. I'm going to do a video in a couple weeks of the isolator for the winch. All the Australians use it. Prevents your winch from just constantly having power and causing issues. So like and subscribe for the winch isolator video that we're going to do a dedicated video on how to cut the power to the winch and just be a little bit more safer when it comes to just constant power, unfused battery power at the winch. So dedicated video on that next. Hit the like notification. If you like these kind of videos, I do have a Patreon that helps support the channel. We bought a new camera this year with it, so definitely helps me make a little bit better quality video. Thanks, guys. See you. As always, thanks for watching. If you like this type of video, please think about joining my Patreon page. For the small price of about $4, you can help grow my audience and help me create more videos like this. Just point your phone's camera at that image and click on the link and join. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.